Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to False Count Radio. Without further ado, let's welcome our featured guest of the evening, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling original, Little Egypt. How are you?
Good, JT. How are you? Pitbull, Jimmy, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. Jimmy, go ahead.
Looks like we lost Jimmy. Is Pitbull on the line?
Yeah,
I'm
Jimmy
here.
and Pitbull are there.
How you been?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Good. How are you guys doing? Thanks for inviting me on your show today. So, I was listening to you guys talk earlier, and sorry about all the losses that I've just heard about. It's a real shame, and I'm sorry about the trials and tribulations of indie wrestling right now. It's a tough time.
Oh, yeah, the economy really does suck. Mm-hmm. Gary, you know all about, the economy and being able to not get as many bookings.
Oh, yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. But back to Egypt. You worked for Glow in the first couple of years it started?
I was an original Glow Girl. I came in at the end of Season 1. I wrestled through Season 2 till I got hurt. And then the show split. I went with a lot of the original Glow Girls, went with Pal on a bus tour. We did that for a little bit. And then I just couldn't, I tried to wrestle. I didn't have any confidence in my knee. I hurt my knee wrestling. Had no confidence. So that was it. I was done. I retired at the age of 20.
Age 20?
Yeah.
When did you start? How old were you when you started?
I was 19 when I was discovered actually working at a T-shirt shop in Las Vegas. They were filming the Glow show at the Riviera Hotel, and I was working in a T-shirt shop in Mount Fiji, and Olympia came in to have a T-shirt made for a match, and I just was blown away by the size of Mount Fiji, and I just couldn't stop talking to her, and she told me that I should come down and audition, and the next thing you know, I was training to be a wrestler, and 2 weeks after my training, I was on air, so you got to see, it's just kind of unheard of to put a wrestler with such little training out on air like that, but they had spots to fill, and basically you saw my character evolve in her training on air till I got hurt.
Wow, that's really awesome. You don't get to see that very often.
No.
Especially nowadays. You have to go from the Indies to the WWE Farm Team or the TNA Farm Team and then go from there.
Oh, yeah, and those girls are great. The girls that we see now, I'm just so impressed with their technique. They're good. They're just good, and I'm just as... I was around 20 years ago, and we were just learning the basics, and just like any sport, it just evolves and gets better and more dramatic, and off the ropes, and it's just so impressive. I just love watching these girls now. I'm glad to be part of women's wrestling. I'm glad that I was there in the early stages of it. Women's wrestling, was always around, and there's always legends in women's wrestling, but it was mostly thought of kind of an exhibition match prior to the Glow show. Glow was the first show to ever air women's wrestling, and it lasted 4 years. At the end of the show, they had over 6 million viewers. After Glow went off the air, years later, it went into global syndication. Picked up viewers over the last 10 years. It aired in Peru, South America. You can go on YouTube and just kind of see where it was dubbed. It's been in Germany, and it was just the cast of Season 1 and 2. That's why there seems to be a bigger following for the Season 1 and 2 girls versus 3 and 4. Not that they were any better or not. It's just that the following was bigger because of what actually was shipped out.
Wow, and I've seen the YouTube views. They're insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's awesome, JT, because when I see the comments and I look, you can see like the ages, and it's just like, wow, you weren't even born when this show was on. It just blows my mind. So it's fun that it's still out there. It has a cult following now. I love that. I just think it's awesome that that these characters, are being duplicated. There's still, there's always going to be a farmer's daughter somewhere down the road. There's always going to be a Marine. There's always going to be a terrorist. It's awesome. I just love it.
Oh, yeah. You're a lasting image, through YouTube. Plus, you have a way on a social network for fans to keep up with you, and they can follow you as well on Facebook. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. I built a Little Egypt profile on Facebook just for the fans. You can find it if you put in a name search for Glow as the first name and then Little Egypt as the last name. I'll pop right up. Join that Facebook profile. We have a lot of fun on that profile. I like to put out, funny one-liners and stuff to keep everyone up to date as far as what's going on with the different characters. We are basically we're just about finishing up a Glow documentary, JT. It's a working title. The last working title, I think it's going to be called From Guts to Glitter, The Story of Glow. And when that gets done, it'll be ready for, it'll be ready for sale. The fun part about that Glow documentary has been reconnecting with some of my wrestling buddies from the last 20 years. I mean, if you can imagine just being out of touch with them and then all of a sudden them coming back to the service. I was just talking to Chainsaw the other day. I've talked to Tina. You had mentioned Tina Ferrari becoming Ivory in the WWE. I was just talking to her the other day and talked to David McLean. I talked to Johnny Caffarella. I talked to Babe, the farmer's daughter. We're still looking for other Glow girls, and it's been fun. I've been able to update people on my Facebook profile, letting them know who I'm in touch with, who I'm still looking for, and I get help from the fans. They, I feel like I'm chasing down leads, but it's been fun because it has helped me connect to a lot of the Glow girls, and in turn, they're connecting with each other. It's been fabulous. We're having such a fun time.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like it. I have one more question for you before I kick it over to Gary. You actually brought up the promoter, David McLean. I wanted to know, what your thoughts on him were, considering that he also ran other companies like Powerful Women of Wrestling, Ladies Sports Club, and the Women of Wrestling from 2000 to 2001.
Yeah. I love David. David was awesome. He was such a big part of the show, season 1 and 2 as the announcer. He was awesome in the skits. He did great play-by-play. I mean, it's just, when I hear him, the way he commentates, it's just, he could really sell. I just love that about David. He was fun to be with, and I think that's why when Glow split at the end of season 2, so many of the original cast members went with David because he was fun to be with, and we believed in him, so we followed him. And later, that same cast turned into POW, and that's how POW originated.